Good afternoon, children. Welcome to online class. We are continuing with chapter 1, Topographical Maps for class 7 Geography, and today we are going to discuss the topic symbols. Okay. Now, what are symbols? Okay. Symbols are basically visual representation of particular feature. So it is the most important component of the map. It is not possible to draw on map the actual size, shape of different features or physical features like mountains, plains, plateaus, etc. on a particular map. So it is not possible to draw on map the actual shape and size of different features such as buildings, roads, bridges, trees, railway lines, or a well, etc., as well as physical features like mountains, valleys, plains, hills, etc. So they are shown by using certain letters. They are shown by using certain letters, shapes, color, pictures, and lines. So it is not possible to show the actual shape and size of the physical features as well as man-made features. So they are shown by using letters, shapes, color, pictures, and lines. A variety of features, both natural and man-made, are depicted with the help of these symbols. On the map. Symbols used in the map are different in each map. If you look at the symbols that are used in different maps, they are different from each other. So their meaning and their interpretation, so their meaning as well as their explanation, also changes from map to map. For example, let's take for example orange color or triangle shape. Let's take for example a triangle shape. A triangle shape is used, for showing a copper producing area. So a triangle shape is used for showing a copper area or copper producing area. In one map, the same symbol can be used for depicting maize producing area. The same symbol can be used for depicting maize producing areas, for showing maize producing area in another map. So in order to maintain agreement between the two symbols, same symbol is used in different maps. So in order to maintain regularity or agreement and compatibility, that is two things able to exist on the same map or all maps, map users use symbols for different features were fixed. So the symbols which are used for different purposes were fixed, not able to change, and they were universally accepted. Universally accepted means accepted by everyone. Map has a universal language, or map have a universal language called conventional signs and symbols. So what are these symbols called? Conventional signs and symbols. They are called conventional signs and symbols. So map has a universal language that is called conventional signs and symbols that can be understood by all map readers and map learners or map makers also. So there is an international agreement regarding the use of these symbols. So it is accepted by everyone that this symbol must be used for this. So they are universally accepted by everyone in the world. The conventional symbols fixed for topographical maps will be discussed here. Let's look at the color symbols now. These color symbols are also called conventional signs and symbols. We are looking at the color symbols. Over the long period of use, some colors have developed direct, what we call connection or association with certain objects. For example, since our birth, when we are born, we have seen plants and trees. So plants and trees have which color? Green color. Okay. So the moment we think of green, first thing that comes to our mind is vegetation. Vegetation means all plants and trees. Thus, this color association or connection and convection, convection means tradition that we follow all in the world were fixed for topographical maps on similar patterns. These are called color conventions or color symbols. So it is also called color. It is also called color conventions. It is also called color symbols or color conventions. Okay. Some conventional colors or conventions used on the topographical maps are blue for water body. So whenever we think of water, we think the color is blue. Okay. Blue for water bodies like rivers, seas, oceans, lakes, etc. No. Brown for mountains, plateaus, and hills. So the brown color is used for mountains, plateaus, and hills. Remember that. Yellow for desert areas, as well as green for all types of plants and trees. That is called vegetation. Now, in your book, in page number 7, you can see a box here. Okay, that is labeled as table 1.1. Color used on topographical maps and the meaning. Blue stands for water bodies, green stands for vegetation, forest, and lowlands. Lowlands means plains. Then yellow stands for desert as well as agricultural land, or where you can grow crops. So wherever crop is grown, that is also colored in yellow, and not only desert. Brown stands for hills, plateaus, counterlands showing height and mountains. Black color is for boundary. Boundary means border. International border, national border, etc. As well as state border, etc. Or district border, etc. Boundaries, railways, dry streams are basically represented in black color. Red color is for houses. Remember that. These houses are known as permanent settlement. In olden times, when I was studying in SNS, at the time it was called Kacha house and Pakka house. So we are talking about permanent houses and temporary houses, which are basically marked with the red color, as well as villages, as well as cities, and roads are marked with red color in the conventional signs and symbols. Now we are moving on. Another feature that is known as relief symbols. Now relief, last time I told you, it's a physical feature of the earth. On the map, the relief features are shown by different symbols like hatches. They are shown by HACU, HURES, hatches. Then it is shown by hatches, it is shown by hillside, and it is also shown by counters. COUNTOURS, counters. The first thing we are going to study is hatches. Now, hatches, if you turn the page on page number 8, you'll find a diagram there in figure 1.6. In 1.6, in figure 1.6, you find hatch lines. These hatches lines are short broken lines. So hatches are short broken lines. Drawn in a circular way. Now I want to draw that hatch a little bit. So let's see. drawn in a circular way. Drawn in a circular way. Like this way it is drawn to represent an area. Okay? Now, like this way all lines are also there. One are close apart, one is far apart. Okay? Like this way it is shown. Okay? Actuals are short broken lines drawn in a circular way to represent what? The direction of the slope. Now, a mountain has a slope. Okay? A mountain has a slope. S-L-O-P-E, slope. And there are two types of slope. One is gentle slope and one is steep slope. Remember that, okay? To represent the direction of the slope. So, for steep slopes, okay, they are drawn closer to each other, okay? So, if the actual lines are, okay, drawn closely like this way, it is drawn closely, then it means it has got steep slope. Okay? They are drawn closely together, they are called steep slope. The gentle slope, which has thin lines. The gentle slope has thin lines and they are not drawn closely to each other. So, the gentle slopes are basically okay, thin lines which are drawn far apart from each other. Okay, let's do this one. Axes are drawn close to each other to show steep slopes. So if they are drawn close together, they represent steep slopes. For showing a gentle slope, okay, thin lines are drawn which are quite far away from each other. Okay. Now the third point I want to mention here is on flat grounds. When the land is flat, okay, they cannot be used at all. So actual is not drawn for flat ground. So remember that. Now we are moving on to the second heading that is known as hill saving. That is known as hill saving in relief feature only. Okay. Now we are moving on to hill saving. You can copy this, okay? Is a method, okay? Hill saving is a method, okay? So hill saving is a method of showing relief, okay, on a map. So it is a method of showing physical features on a map, okay, by showing or depicting, okay, by depicting the shadow that could be caused by high grounds if light was shining from a certain distance. Now what is hill saving? It is a method of showing or representing relief or physical features of the map by showing the shadow that would be cast by high ground. So high ground, if the mountains are high, they cast a shadow because the light is falling on the mountains and they cast a shadow. Okay? So this is known as hill saving. So you can see here, okay, by high ground if the light was shining from a certain distance. Hill saving is used to show the difference in heights. Heights of what? Mountains and peaks. Now what is a mountain? Okay, you can see this is a mountain. What is a peak? This is called a peak. The tip of the mountain is called a peak. Okay. So height of the mountain is basically measured from the sea level. Okay. From the sea level, that is the base level, okay, for measuring height and depth. Sea level. So whenever we are talking about the sea level, I'll come to that also. Hill saving is used to show the difference in heights of mountains and peaks. It is drawn in different shades of brown color. That time when we learn conventional science and symbols, that the color used for the mountains and peaks as well as hills is brown color. A A light shade means low height. Okay. Dark shade means okay high height or elevation. We call it or altitude also we call it. Okay. Remember that. Now after this we are moving on to counters. Okay. We are moving on to counters. C-O-N-T-O-U-R-S counters. What is counter? A counter is a line on a map joining 2 points of equal heights and is a standard method of showing relief feature on a topographical map. Now, let's take an example. This is the map. Okay, this is the map, and I will draw a mountain. Can I draw the mountain like this way on a map? No, it's not possible. So, in order to show that mountain, I use a counter line. Okay, I use a counter line. Okay, let's take an example. I make a mountain. Okay, I will use different colors to show you. Three. Okay. Then okay. I'll draw the outer one. Okay. Then I'll put this one. This way. Okay, 4. Okay. Then the color. Okay. Then I will use a blue color. Okay. Then I will use white color. Okay. Now this is known as counter line. This is known as counter line. Okay. Or a counter line is a line on a map joining 2 points of equal heights. Let's take for example. Okay. Here it is basically 100. Here 200. Here 300. Here 400. The peak of the mountain is 400. And if I make a counter line, okay, now for this mountain, like this way. Okay, I make another counter. Okay, now this is 100, this is 200, this is 300, and this is 400. So this kind of map is, this kind of counter line is found, or this kind of relief feature is found on a map. Let's make this one. Counter lines are imaginary lines which join places of the same altitude. So this line basically joins with the same line. 100, you're also 100, you're also 100, you're also 200, you're also 300. Now you can see, okay, join places of the same height. Okay, and we just form the sea level. Now what is the sea level? Let's take for example, I make a sea here. Okay, I make a mountain here. I make a mountain here. Now there is called the sea. This level is called the sea level. From the sea level is always flat land. From here, the height of the mountain is basically measured. Okay, or understand that is called the sea level. These lines are drawn at regular intervals of 10 meters, 20 meters, or 100 meters interval. In a topographical map, they are marked with brown color. At the moment, I told you that hills, mountains, and counter lines are marked with brown color. Okay. For the convenience of calculation, counter lines after 4 or 5 lines is darker and thicker. Now, after 4 or 5 lines is darker and thicker. Now you can see the dark lines here. How many lines are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. After 4 lines is darker and thicker. So I represent it with the orange chalk. Counter lines are darker and thicker due to change in elevation. elevation. Remember that. So you can see as you are going towards this is the topmost portion, this is the lowest portion. So as they are going up, you can see the color is changing. So as the color is changing, why they are darker and thicker? Because of the height. Okay, because of the height. After every fifth counter line is darker than the other. So after every fifth counter line is darker and thicker. So okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, after 5 lines, we find the counter line has changed the color. So I have marked it with a different color in order to show you the height after every line. Okay, so these lines are called index counters. These lines are called what? Index counters. Now, what are index counters? Now, index counters are here. Index counters are here. The counter lines falling between index counter lines are called intermediate counter lines. So after index counter lines, you find these lines. Now I am marking that lines. Okay, I am marking that lines. That is called the intermediate lines. This line, this white line is called the intermediate. Okay, what we call counter lines. Okay, these lines are finer and they do not have that. Okay, what we call elevation given that. Okay, there are normally 4 intermediate counter lines. Now, if you count these white lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 4 intermediate counter lines. Okay, between index counter lines. And what is this dot? Okay, this dot is basically what we call supplementary counter lines. SUPPLEMENTAR, supplementary counter lines. Okay, it's not mentioned in the book, but I'm telling you. Sometimes only these lines have that value. So only the intermediate lines have that value, and through that intermediate lines we can calculate the intervals of the counters. We can calculate the height of the counters. They may join or touch each other, but 2 counters never cross each other. So this line and this line will never join. This line and this line will never join. This line and this line will never join. Are you understanding that? Because each line represents the same elevation or level of line. So why this line does not join with this line? Because it shows the same height of this particular area. It shows the same height of this particular area, like this one. Okay. Now we are moving on to conventional symbols. Now conventional signs used for natural, man-made, and socio-cultural features in a topographical maps are combination of lines. And if you want to know what is a man-made feature, what is a socio-cultural feature, you can refer to page number 2 of this chapter, okay, to learn it again, okay, if you have forgotten it, okay. So conventional signs used for natural features, man-made features, and socio-cultural features in the topographical maps are combination of lines. So how these symbols, how these buildings are shown, how these roads are shown, how these houses are shown, okay, all these things are basically represented by symbols, and these symbols are basically a combination of lines, dot, texture, that is appearance, color, spacing also. Okay, now if you want to know the border areas of India, now it might be basically with a dash dot or dash dash dash. It might be like this way also. This symbol might be used, or this symbol might be used for representing international border, national border, or state border, or conventional signs and symbols. Through conventional signs and symbols. Okay, orientation means position of a particular place, and alphabet is also used. Okay, BDO, Block Development Office. Okay, PO means post office. Okay, are you understanding? PO also means abbreviation. PO also means police. Okay, PS means police station. PO means post office. PS means police station. Okay, BDO. Okay, dark bungalow. Okay, DB is used as an abbreviation in conventional signs and symbols. What does it tell us? It tells us these buildings are located in this particular areas. Okay, sometimes they are used alone and sometimes in combination. List of such symbols is given on the next page. You can learn by yourself. Okay. The study and understanding of the symbols is a must for the explanation or understanding of the topographical maps. Now, the topographical maps are very important tool or instrument for geographical study. They are used by various people for different reasons or purposes. So, their fundamental features, basic elements, and conventional symbols should be studied thoroughly. So, basic elements means diagonal, okay, north line, legend, etc. You have to learn it. Interpretation of economic activities. Now, what kind of economic activity is having that? Let's take for example, okay. Now, I'll write this one, okay. Now, just focus here, okay. Now, let's take for example, this is a map. Now, this map is colored with a yellow color in this area. In this area, it is colored with a yellow area. Yellow area means what? Desert area or agricultural land. So, the people who are living near this area, let's take for example, there are houses which are red in color. I don't have red. Okay, what we call chalk. So, the people living in this area, what type of occupation does they have? They have agriculture. Now, if you have a mandir here, okay, I write home here, and if you have a mandir here, what kind of religion they follow? They follow Hindu religion. If there was a cross, then they follow Christian religion. Are you understand? So, explanation of economic activity. Economic activity means buying and selling or what we call growing of crops. Okay. Social structure, that is family. What kind of family is there? What kind of religion is there? What kind of law is there? Okay. Economy is there. Okay. And what kind of drainage do they have? Okay. What kind of drainage system do they have? It's actually shown by the topographical maps with the help of conventional signs and symbols. And what kind of villages does they have? Okay, they have dispersed, okay, settlement, okay, joint settlement or scattered settlement is shown on the topographical map. So in a village, you find the houses are basically located far away from each other. So that is known as scattered displacement. No, so scattered houses are found in that particular area. Then what kind of mountains are found? Okay, according to the counter lines, we are able to understand, okay, the slope and the height of that particular mountain or a hill, etc., with the help of conventional signs and symbols that are used in the topographical maps. Okay, then distance measurement, etc. Overall study of topographical maps will be explained in the next, okay, classes. With this, I finished this chapter. Hope you find this lesson useful. Thank you for listening, and please go through the conventional signs and symbols.